afternoon, everybody. It's your girl Heavenly, and did you miss me? I hope you did, because I've been gone for quite some time. So, I'm here to explain why I've been gone, what's been happening in my life, and just let me give you some details. So, recently, around 6 weeks ago, I got sick with something. I don't know if I was sick or if I was just having problems or what was going on, but I started to get really nauseous just randomly. Like, suddenly out of nowhere, I got super nauseous. I sat in the bathroom for a couple hours just feeling sick, and just it was horrible and it was not fun. Those who know me know that I do not do good with nausea or throwing up or anything like that, because I am emetophobic, which means I have a fear of throwing up. So just being nauseous triggers that fear and makes me feel scared, and I start having panic attacks, which just makes the nausea worse in every type of way. So it continued like that for about a week or so of me just being bedridden and feeling sick, and there wasn't really any other symptoms besides nausea, and I didn't understand what was going on or anything. And because I was nauseous, I was afraid to drink or eat anything because I didn't want to trigger it again, because it felt so disgusting and I didn't want to feel that again. So because I feared drinking or eating anything, for a while I started to become dehydrated, and I wasn't getting enough nutrients that I needed or any vitamins that I needed. I wasn't getting any of that because I wasn't eating anything. I wasn't even drinking water. I was trying my best to sip on some water and Gatorade, but even then it was still making me feel sick. So I tried to keep myself from drinking and eating, which was a bad idea, and eventually it messed me up. So because I wasn't eating or drinking, getting out of bed became so much harder than it should be. I got out of bed because I noticed that when I woke up, my heart was beating really hard. Like, I could feel it hitting my chest, and it was freaking me out. So I wanted to go get a heart monitor thing that you put on your finger so it like feels your heart pressure or something like that. I wanted to go get that from my mom's bedroom, but as soon as I got up, my heart started beating even harder, and the more I walked, the worse I felt. And I reached my mom's bedroom, but as soon as I got into her room, I started feeling super weak and super dizzy and lightheaded. Everything started turning white. I could feel my heart in my throat, or on my neck. I could feel my heartbeat. That's how hard it was pumping. Felt like I was gonna pass out. I couldn't walk right, so I eventually went all the way back to my room and laid down, and it took a while for my heart to start beating normally again, because I started drinking Gatorade, because honestly I'd rather feel sick than die from dehydration. Well, after that I started drinking more fluids and drinking more water, trying to make myself feel better, and it was working for a while. I eventually, after 3 weeks of just feeling sick, I decided to go to the doctor to make sure it wasn't anything serious or anything that I would need medication for. But once I got to my doctor, we had to copay, of course. You usually have to copay before you see your doctor. And when we went in, she weighed me and to make sure, because I was losing so much weight. I started out before I was sick at 127 and dropped all the way down to 117, and I did drop to 114 at some point, but I started eating more so that I didn't lose any more weight, because I was so worried about it, and I felt so miserable because I lost so much weight. I was crying to myself at night sometimes because I was so sad, because it took me so long to gain that weight. I weighed more before I started my weight gain experiment, whatever. Before I started my weight gain, I was 120, and to think that I dropped all the way down below where I started just made me feel so miserable because it took so long for me to gain that weight. And I was so happy with myself that I gained so much weight, but then to just lose it all of a sudden, it was not okay. Like, it took me months to gain that weight, and I lost it in weeks, and it was really, it just made me feel really sad. So I ended up crying about it a couple times and just wishing I was better. We're in the doctor's office, and the doctor came in after a while, and I told her my symptoms, which were nausea. I was feeling weak. Mostly nausea. I had at some point, I wasn't pooping as much as I should be. That sounds weird, but I wasn't, and that's probably because I wasn't eating anything, so there wasn't really anything to get rid of out of my body. And I told her all the symptoms that I had, which was just basically nausea most of the time, and she told me that it sounds like I have dyspepsia, and dyspepsia is basically like acid reflux. Eating greasy or unhealthy foods pretty much just triggers that, or anything citrus fruits actually triggers that and makes the acid come up into your esophagus and, you know, makes you feel really uncomfortable, gives you a burning feeling, makes you feel sick. I wasn't convinced because there was no tests done or anything. She just told me, this is what it sounds like you have, so she told me I should take some pills, and I don't trust pills whatsoever. I don't trust anything, like, I don't trust any pills or any artificial things. I trust, like, natural things, like a natural remedy for whatever, like tea or something. I trust those things. I don't trust pills because in the long run, not all pills help you. If anything, they just stop you from having symptoms, and that's not what I wanted. After leaving the doctor's office, I ended up emailing her, telling her that I didn't want to take these pills because what I read up on those pills, and a lot of people were saying they didn't actually help. All they did was make you worse. So I told her I refused to take those pills, and I want to figure out what's wrong with me because I want to solve my problem from the source. I want it to be all gone. I don't want to just suppress the symptoms temporarily. I want it all to be gone so I can just be better and I won't have to worry about it coming back. She told me that that is a mature way to see it, and she said that she can do some blood tests and also a stool test to make sure I don't have anything wrong with my intestines or any type of disease, to make sure, you know, everything's okay. And if it isn't okay, then we can fix it instead of just suppressing the symptoms like I don't want to do. Pills scare me because a lot of the times pills have a nausea side effect, and I don't want that. I don't want to feel even more nauseous than I already am. And yeah, it was just not okay. After I emailed my doctor and told her that I didn't want that, I started to feel slightly better. I started eating more, not enough to the point where I would gain weight, but enough to where I wouldn't lose anymore. And I started eating more until I started my period. Once I started my period, I actually felt worse. The first day I started my period, the pain made me feel nauseous. I didn't want to eat anything, and I didn't feel hungry at all, and it was just not fun. The second day of my period, not as much pain. I still had pain, but not as much, and I was still not feeling hungry, and I wish I was because it'd be nice to eat something. Day 3, I started to get my appetite just a little bit, so I started eating a little bit and drinking, of course, to make sure that I don't starve myself. Day 4, 5, and 6 were the same. I still felt a little bit sick, but it wasn't too bad. 2 days or so after my period had ended, I started getting my appetite back. I thought to myself, there's nothing to fear. I don't know why you think that it's scary to throw up. It shouldn't be scary because it's uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be scary to the point where I freak out before it happens. I want to not have that fear. I want it to just be gone because it's honestly stopped me from doing a lot of things in life because I'm afraid that it will make me sick. Say I eat and then I think about going on a ride at a fair. I refuse to go on that ride because I don't want to throw up. It's embarrassing. I don't know why it freaks me out. It's just like what leads up to it makes me feel more scared than when it actually happens. Well, currently, I've been drinking a lot of water. I actually ate a sandwich, which is good. I have been eating, most of the time I've been eating crackers and peanut butter and nuts and what else? Gatorade, water, Kern's juice. I've been trying to make myself some smoothies that have banana, honey, peanut butter, strawberries, applesauce. I've been eating applesauce too. Anything that will help bring my vitamins and stuff back to normal, because I was missing so many vitamins and minerals, my immune system started to go down, so I was afraid to leave the house because I thought if I left the house then I would get sick, and I don't want to get sick. Me and my mom recently just went on a road trip, a small road trip down to Santa Cruz and Monterey, and I wasn't feeling all that great during that trip. I was feeling kind of sick, but I think it was because anxiety and such. But I actually started to get a sore throat, like just in one section. I got a sore throat right here. My lung, or wait, it was on this side. I got a sore throat just on the side of my throat, and my lung, or just right here, was hurting when I would breathe in. And I was like, damn, people must have got me sick, because where I went, there were so many people crowded around that it could have been possible. There were so many people. Started to look in the back of my throat. That pain went away. It's gone now. But when I would look in the back of my throat, I noticed there was bumps in the back of my throat. And I started freaking out. I'm like, what could this be? Like, I hope it's not something serious, because my dad, I don't know if you guys know this, but my dad had a very rare and serious cancer. So he got bumps in his throat and in his mouth, and I am, anything that has sounds like what my dad had freaks me out, because I saw how he suffered and I do not want to suffer like that. It looked scary. It was scary and it looked painful, and I just didn't want to go through that. My mom took a picture, she sent it to my doctor, and we are scheduled to get a blood test and a stool test, and hopefully she will check out what's going on with my throat and make sure it's not anything serious. It could just be cobblestone throat, which is when your throat gets irritated from postnasal drip or acid reflux or too much mucus in the back of your throat. And I'm hoping it's something like that, because that isn't serious. It could easily be solved. Being sick is not the only thing that's happened to me. I have also been going through drama with people. I went through drama with one of my close friends. We got into an argument. We don't talk anymore. I don't think that's gonna last very long, because usually we don't talk and then we end up talking later on. But we got into an argument over stupid stuff, and it's whatever. I don't really care. I also had drama a while back with someone I thought was my best friend, but she turned out to be real fake. So we don't have to get into that, but I'm holding a grudge. And if she sees this video, just know I don't like you, and I'm holding a grudge against you. And I hope your friends find out how fake you really are, because you really are fake. So I thought I would just give you guys an update on what's been going on and everything. I'm trying my best to make more videos and update you guys more and take you guys wherever I'm going in life. And I have something coming up that I want to take you guys with me to go do, and I'm hoping it goes well, because I'm just trying not to be in pain. But I will take you guys with me when this happens, and hopefully it will happen soon, because it was rescheduled. But let's see what happens. I'm thinking about rearranging my room and cleaning everything up, like rearranging everything and changing everything, taking my desk out, because I need to clean that desk up. The paint is peeling. It's just ugly all around. Like, I need to repaint that. I kind of want to paint it a different color. I don't want it to be brown. I want it to be like black or something like that. But I don't know, something nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not really that entertaining, but I thought you guys should know what's been going on with me and what's been going on in my life. And I'm pretty open about this stuff. So, you know, if you guys want to hear about whatever, then just let me know. If you guys want to hear about whatever, just let me know down in the comments. By the way, don't judge me, I look like shit. I have been sick, like I said, so I haven't been the best looking lately, but I promise you I'm not going to look like shit forever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Also make sure you check out my social medias down in the description. I did delete all my photos on Instagram, and that's because I wanted to start fresh and new, get the new photos and everything, hopefully do a photo shoot sometime and post that up on there. So yeah, I have Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. Twitter is used for asking questions and doing Q&As and such, but make sure you check out my social medias down below. Also make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.